When the moon hits your eye like a Augustine pizza pie, that's amore, ladies and gentlemen. Frank Augustine on the AT&T Sports Line. We're at Legacy Studios in Eastern Ohio. Yes, there are Indian fans here, but there are a whole lot of Pirate fans too. And he happens to be one of the biggest and brightest. And a new feature with your Pratt Pack from time to time, we call it the Fan. And I don't know anybody who is more diehard to where I can actually ask him some of the biggest and hardest hitting questions anywhere. And he will give you some great answers. And we begin by saying, good evening, Frank. How are you?
Oh, good, Rob. Great. You know, when I got your text today, I was all excited because you want to talk Pirate baseball right now. I mean, 2 crazy games in Colorado, which doesn't even count in the real baseball world. So these Bucks are red hot, Rob. We're ready to go.
All right, Marte back. He was gone for 80 games. He's ineligible for the playoffs, but the big story in the outfield now is Gregory Polanco on the disabled list for the second time this season, especially his bat was starting to get hot, Frank.
Well, you know, very disappointing. I mean, especially the way he got hurt. There was a thing that, you know, he wasn't hustling, then he tried to go real hard. I mean, we've all been upset with the way. But the way he's played the last 2 weeks with his arm and with his bat, I mean, he's a 5-tool player. I mean, he can do it all. You just got to go. We really don't have a sub for him. You know, John Jaso and you know, Asuna, they're not, you know, Gregory Polanco. They're not going to be able to fill in for him. I think that's why we got to go out and get a bat. I think that's why. You know, I'm looking at this trade deadline thinking we need an outfielder, somebody that's going to be here for this year or possibly next year, both. I mean, I don't want to rent a player. I want somebody that's going to help us out. I just don't see, somebody on our roster that can do that job for the next 2 weeks.
Every Sunday, the great general manager of the Pirates, Neil Huntington, of 93.7 The Fan, you must have been listening. He said they were going to continue to monitor the availability of outfield options for the July 31st non-waiver trade deadline as it approaches, Frank. The Pirates plan to rotate John Jaso, who's 0 for 25 in his last 25 at-bats, Adam Frazier, Jose Asuna in right field, depending on pitching matchups. Now, quoting him, we could probably get somebody who has a better back of the baseball card and might not be playing all that well this year to appease a certain group because we got a veteran, but that's not necessarily going to make us better. He went on to say, Neil Huntington on the 93.7 The Fan show that he is hosting every single Sunday before Pirate Baseball, to overpay for what hopefully will be relatively short downtime for Polanco doesn't make a ton of sense for either of us. But you're saying because right now 49 and 53 out, Frisco right now 30 and a half or so out behind the Red Hot Dodgers, who we learned today that Clayton Kershaw, their ace, is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks because of some back ailment. But you still believe that they need to do something now to not just hang tough and stay close, but to maybe make a real big push and surge past Milwaukee and Chicago, because the time to do that is now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, the fan base is down. You know, they just keep saying that we know the attendance is down. The numbers are down on the cable network. I'm just saying is we need another big hitter in the middle of that lineup. I like Frazier. He's done a nice job, but he's probably not an everyday player. You know, if you even get another infielder, you could put Harrison back out in the outfield. But you need a bat in the middle of that lineup. And I don't want to overpay either, but I want to get a guy that maybe can be there for this year, next year. You know, a guy like reminds me of like a Jay Bruce. He makes some big money, but he's a left-handed power hitter that you could probably get at a reasonable price, but you're going to have to pay some of the salary. You know, they're probably going to kick in some of their money for this year, but why not get a guy like that? We saved $5 million, Rob. We saved $5 million for not paying Jung Ho and not paying Marte for half a year. So that's all I'm saying is we need another big bat to get there, and then when Polanco does come back in 2 weeks, whatever it is, then we got a guy off the bench, and we got a guy that can sub in and out. You know, I want to go for it, Rob. I love Pirate baseball, but we got to have some good games in August. Last year was no fun.
Well, I couldn't agree more. We got to go for it. And I've been saying all along, no matter where you are in this race, you have to at least attempt to make the team better and show the fans. This is my opinion, and I got a lot of respect for the Nutting family, and I too. I may be on the radio and I may be doing video blogs, but I'm a fan first, and I want this team to not just compete again as far as trying to get to a division title, but I want them to get that divisional title and move on to the postseason, as opposed to the way we've done it the last couple of years, which has been good. Not last year, of course, but the 2 years prior, that wild card. I want them to win the division, and I don't really see the talent pool that much different, even with Chicago making these moves. And I think if the Pirates play their cards right and think this thing through, that one bat that you speak of, and Jay Bruce would be someone, would be really nice, get a little power and a little beef in the lineup, more so than even pitching. I think this team can actually win this division, especially with the way Andrew McCutchen's been playing of late. Garrett Cole's going tonight. My question to you is, Garrett Cole, McCutchen, they say, and Harrison are totally off the table. Do you agree? Or if somebody would dangle something out there, that carrot, if you will, would you take a chance at considering trading one of those three?
No, not at all at this point. I mean, Harrison is he's a guy that you think maybe, but you got Cole for a few more years. We got McCutchen for this year and next year. And the way McCutchen's playing right now, I mean, he's an icon in this town. He's the guy that people relate to. I mean, we traded a guy named the Pittsburgh Kid, all right, because we felt that McCutchen was a better player, and we kept him. So I think it's a guy you got to build around. Unfortunately, we don't have any real AAA hitters ready to come in and help us right now. So who are you going to get to play in that, hit that 3, 4, and 5 hole? McCutchen is just a guy I think everybody can relate to, everybody likes, and I think he's a guy to keep, because we're going to be good this year, we're going to be good next year, and I think he's a guy you keep.
Well, listen, Neil Walker, the Pittsburgh kid you talked about, Pine Richland grad, a guy who surprisingly had great power. He could hit from both sides of the plate, but he's been dealing with some back issues too. But a young guy who I think is going to be a part of next year and the years beyond that, who has power. And the last time I checked, like 18 homers. Even though he's not really hitting for average, you have to be tickled to death. I know I am. Josh Bell, what he has done this year for the Pirates.
We just talked about with a buddy today, the improvement that he's had playing first base. And it's just been unbelievable. The guy wants to get better. You can see it. And the way he bats when he goes down and tries to hit that ball down low, outside, he's just a smart hitter. I mean, he's fun to watch, to bat. I mean, we did a great job, I mean, I just said a little bit ago we don't have any AAA hitters right now, but he come up from last year. Frazier's a professional hitter. He come up. They were in AAA last year. That kid's a player. I love him batting in the middle of the lineup too, because he can hit the ball. We're going to see a lot of home runs into the river down there. I tell you that right now, Rob, with that guy.
Listen, you were talking about the future. My guest, the fan, Frank Augustine, Augustine's Pizza. Just a couple more minutes left. Great pizza, folks. Look for it wherever good pizzas are sold. Check them out on their website. You can find out more. And they do fundraisers and all sorts of stuff. And it's in the family. His son is now in the business. His mother and father originally started this thing. And truly the Pratte of Newcastle. But the pizza is a tri-state thing. And it is a pizza that you just can't screw up, folks. It's that doggone good. Throw it in the oven. Add a couple of toppings if you like. You're going to love it. Now, talking future, Jordy Mercer. Do you see him long-term at shortstop for the Pirates?
Well, we just promoted our Double-A shortstop up to Triple-A. His name is Newman. They got him batting second. He hits the ball. He's a top prospect. And, I'm looking at it, wondering whether they got a time frame. Are they going to eventually bring him up and use him maybe a little bit this year? If Jordy would get hurt, would he be the guy? Because we really don't have anybody that can really hit out of that position right now. And this kid's a stud. Or is he a possible trade chip for the future? And that means you're going to hang on to Jordy. But I'm a Jordy Mercer fan. I mean, I remember talking to Neil Huntington and Frank Coonley at some season ticket holder events, and they were dead spot on that they liked Jordy Mercer. And he was never much in the minors. I like the kid. I think he's a great shortstop to bat 7th or 8th for you. Unbelievable defense. And he'd be a guy, to me, if you're going to trade like a Newman, if you can get something, a hitter for right now, he'd be a guy I'd sign and keep long-term. Absolutely.
Hey, Frank, listen, always a pleasure. Keep making that great pizza and tell the friends and family in Newcastle we said hello.
Hey, Rob, thanks, buddy. I love it. These Bucks are red hot, buddy. Let's go.
The fan, Frank Augustine. He is truly one of the biggest Pirate supporters anywhere. Good night from Legacy Studios in East Liverpool, Ohio.